Hey, little girl, what's up? All right. I am moving a little slowly this morning. Do not judge me. Maddie just came to join me, too. Say good morning. Who's a kitty? Who's a kitty? All right. So, this one's going to be a little interesting. Let me just moving a little slowly to get up here. Uh, Swear to God, this cat man. He's so cute. Why are you so cute? All right, so what's up, YouTube fam? It's Dark Angel's Journey. I am Shakira. So I am going to move. Hey, I have made some adjustments to my trading station. Oh, there she goes. Yay! And I'm back to where I was originally, sort of. Um, I was super silly, and I had two desks, standing desks, and whew, they I wanted an L-shaped desk. So I've adjusted to an L-shaped desk, and now I just need to get rid of the other two desks. So, yay me. So as always, we'll go through and take a look at this week's trades along with some back testing. So I think for today, we'll utilize TradingView for the back testing, at least initially, and then maybe we'll switch over to Thinkorswim. I still need to get connected over there as well. What up, life? Thanks. I am honestly feeling real lazy, but we gonna do this thing. We gonna do this thing. We slept in, then we let the kitties in, and they were napping with us, and I was like, man, I want to get out of bed, yo. But anyway, let's I'm in the background trying to get my Thinkorswim sorted out. How's your weekend going, life? Having a good one? Let's get tiny. All right, we are getting tiny. All right, so last week I only ended up in a trade on, I think, Tuesday. That's why you got to journal, y'all, so you can stay on top of these things. But we're gonna use TradingView today a lot because I wanna work out some of my entry models for my setup. So I took two losses on Tuesday, and those were all in. Don't walk over my laptop, little girl. Come on now. Swear to goodness, this cat. So those were all based off of my A plus setup. So technically, NQ for the first option, NQ is being a bit mean, and for the second, um, my entry was just a little bit too quick. I opened a BTC long, could stay on it, but it pumped. That's okay. It wasn't my position. Strategy told me to get out. It will work on that later, like you. Exactly. So if it's your strategy and it doesn't work out for you that day, it is okay. It is perfectly fine to not stress about a setup as long as it's your A plus. Like me now, I'm like, oh, this cat, swear to God. Now at this point, this stage in my trading journey, I am this is Tuesday. At this stage in my trading journey, I'm like super proud of myself, because like I have to keep reminding myself last year I was down 4K, at this point. Maybe even more. I have to check my journal. But this year I'm down 525, which is the exact equivalent of my one base hit trade if I were to take it. If I were to get it. But anyway, so let's like take a quick look at this trade that I wanted to take on Tuesday. It fit all of my criteria, right? So let's mock this out a bit. We taken a bunch of liquidity, not just this, but there's more liquidity to the left, right? We taken sell side liquidity. And if we go up to the higher time frame, we'll notice that we took more than just this little low, right? A lot was like swept. So for my setup, what I'm looking for is very, very simple. And I'll mock this out. And I'm finding that this is super helpful. Like when I'm like mocking it out as I'm waiting for the setup to form, you know? So, I was waiting for this, right? I was waiting for this liquidity here that had already been taken to this liquidity to be taken, right? We were coming down, we did this, and then we took it one more time. So waiting for this whole leg, not just this thing right here, this whole leg to be taken. I was waiting for this. Then I was waiting for a setup around here, and then a continuation, a second, you know, we had one sweep here, we generated an area here. Actually, sorry, my bad. I'm looking at this wrong. Let me fix this. Let me fix this. So we're close, but no cigar just yet. Let me redraw that. All right. So I was waiting for this liquidity to be taken. They did it here. They made a high here. So I'm taking that as my first little shift. And then once we got that first little shift, then I wanted them to come to sweep this one more time once they did that. So they did that. So that's my second stage shift, right? So we had like a first shift right here and then a second stage shift right here. So my thoughts were this. So my first entry, I set my limit order right here, the top right there. And then this death candle knocked me out. Boo-hoo, that's fine. And they came back down and tapped into the order block here. So I didn't think they would do that because they'd already tapped it here and then ran up and gave us this little propulsion block and then ran away. So an entry here makes sense. So there's nothing wrong with that entry. It could happen to anybody. That's the nature of trading. So I got wicked out pretty quickly, like entered and exited on the same candle. Boom. So then once I saw the wick and they were still respecting this area, and actually I saw this little guy right here. I was like, cool, cool, cool. So like, I'll re-enter. So I did re-enter, but I didn't like account for my interest is a little bit at the body. So this candle here wicked me out. But as you can see, if I had taken it, say, at the body, or even taken it at the original area where I had my first entry, it would have worked nicely. So, and the thing I didn't really think about in this scenario is that even though I saw what I wanted to see here for like a tap and continue, they, and I forgot to add the fair value gap. We were hanging out inside of here. They came and tapped this guy. Let me fix him up a little bit. So if you've got a volume imbalance on the top, but not on the bottom, make sure to include the volume imbalance so you can cover the entire fair value gap. So what I should have considered is once they roll through here, maybe I needed to consider this. I didn't think they'd take this low out, but maybe consider that they might want to tap into this more than once, which they did. After forming this, they tapped it here, which is the candle that kicked me out of my second trade. So I couldn't re-enter for a third. That's my rules. I got to follow them. And then they did this death candle and tapped it one more time before literally running to the TP that I was aiming for. Just basically just these highs right here. Nice and easy. But we just had an unfortunate day. We had the right setup, the right idea, but it just didn't work out. And that's okay. All right. So moving on from that, let's take a look at the potential trades we could have had the rest of the week. All right, so let's do a little cleanup here. And let's nip to Monday, right? So I think after this is the in the AM after 11 o'clock, I'm trying to be a little bit more flexible taking the trades when I see them. So let's see, did the PM give us anything juicy at all? So, I mean, we had a little sweep here. There's like nothing I could have done. This is just marking time. And then you really just didn't get any opportunity to get in on this unless you just YOLO'd in. So it's not really a thing to work with. All right, let's take a quick gander at what we're looking at now. Coming into this new week, we've had a very, very bullish time. And let's be honest, right? If we like squish the NASDAQ up, no matter how many times it's done a little tank, it's always going up. Same thing for, yes, the Dow. It's always going up. So, being inherently bullish, at least for the long term, is always a good play. Also, if you're like a investor, dollar cost average into something and just keep it moving. Okay, so I need to get logged into Thinkorswim. So give me a second. Because I'm not gonna lie, like I was thinking to myself, I'm just gonna use TradingView to find all the setups, but I'm not. It's too boring. I want to see the candles forming and moving. So we're just gonna do that. So Thinkorswim is under maintenance, so I don't know if things will work the way we want them to, but we are going to use them. Because part of the point is for me to see my setup and actually execute on my setup. Hold on. My connection is having an issue for the Thinkorswimmy. Let's give it a sec. It's trying to load. So I think they're always doing maintenance on the weekends. So, if we get to use it the way I want to use it on the weekends, it's like a mini miracle. But it's coming up. I'll be switching screens, and then we'll run through last week's trading sessions. Let me get my on-demand sorted out here. All right. All right, let's swap over to Thinkorswim, and then we'll get this back testing sorted. There we go. Awesome sauce. All right, so far we're on October 2nd. Last week we were testing out this week. October's been a pretty shit month for me. I'm not gonna lie. I've had like one green day. So let's nip over to the 6th. And let's go at 9:35 a.m. As always, this is the Thinkorswim on-demand feature, which lets price load the way that they loaded that day. So you can actually like back test the way you want to. Yes, Maddie, what's up, little girl? What's up, pretty kitty? What's up? Okay, so we're gonna start this with, okay, all right. Who wants a little Simba? It's just a body, not a toy. Not a toy, little girl. She's not a toy. This is my necklace. Can't have nice things, y'all. Can't have nice things around super sensitive little kitties. All right, let me check my journal and make sure I'm not trading a day I actually took a trade. I have a very hard time finding my normal setups on some of these days. So let's start with what we normally do on any given morning. Let's find our liquidity. Oof, they've taken liquidity already at this stage. Let's clean up a little bit. So what could we be reaching for? So let's set we have some internal sell side right here. So this is the 15-minute time frame. I always like to grab my liquidity from here. And so that's sell side liquidity. It's just where people like to put their stops, um, areas that they think it's going to be safe if price is going to continue moving in a particular direction. All right, so let's load this up. This is also another one. And then, of course, the coup de grace down here, along with that lovely volume imbalance I'm seeing on the 15-minute that they might want to just dig into right here. Juicy. So what have they done already? And I'm going to nip over to a higher time frame so I can see if I'm missing anything. Oh, were we at all-time highs that day? I don't even know. Let's see. Let's go to 4 hours. Yeah. Yeah, we were. We just taken all-time highs. So what do we do at all-time highs? Me? I mainly try and stay out of it, right? If I'm being honest with you. Because half the time it's hard for me to take a continuation trade. Oh, hold on. Let's grab this guy just to note that we're at ATH. Okay. Got a cute little kitty wanting attention, licking herself on my lap. I keep telling everybody, don't be licking yourself on my lap. It's creepy, you know? All right, let's nip back down to the 15-minute. And so we've just taken all-time highs. What do we do? Do we get anything juicy on this day? Okay, so we're gonna see. I'm gonna have this run 3 times the speed so we don't spend too much time hanging out. Okay, so I can't tell if there's any news today, so let's double check that real quick. It's always good to know when there's news. And I mean, it's really good to know that because you know when not to trade, or if you're like other folks who like to gamble and hope the news will get you where you need to go, then you might get something that way. I don't know about you, but I stay away from news. All right, so for the week of the 6th, on the Monday, uh, so there is no news I would care about. There was some European stuff, but that would have, um, I don't know if that would have messed with me at all. Maddie, what are you doing, little girl? All right, let me get this Zoom stuff off. So now I also need to get comfortable with my new trading space as well. Trying to separate trading and work. So having already swept all-time highs, next real, you know, we've got some equal highs right here, and then the new all-time highs up here as well if you wanted to go for it on this particular day. We're still very bullish even if we are coming down in this particular moment. So again, we are on the Thinkorswim on demand feature, backtesting October 6th, and it's 9:43. So my usual rules are simple. I wait the first 15 minutes after open just to get a feel for where we're trying to go. And then I wait for my setup. My setup is simple. I'm looking for a sweep of liquidity. That's what these SSL lines are for me. And then I'm waiting for a shift in structure that will give me some reason to go long or short in, as is appropriate for the overall trend. Something else I'm trying to work through is also prepping and working with the actual trend itself to like the session trend, not just the daily trend. Like if the session trend is down, then I need to figure out how to work towards that session trend and maybe take a trade from that perspective as well. It's kind of hard for me because the overarching trend is kind of where I want to be, obviously, and that's where you're going to make the most money and get the most out of the move. But, I'm also not super pressed on a Monday to take a trade anyway, so that's all right. Okay, so what do we have? So we've taken the first liquidity here. Actually, they've taken it a little bit more. And where is London lows? So the London lows are down here. Yeah. So they haven't taken the London lows, and then there's this juicy gap if they want to continue. I did not trade on Monday, so I do not know what they did. But I do want to see if this will let me put trades in. Okay, good. Sometimes they're having some issues when they're doing maintenance. I can't quite get this to work though I want it to. Regardless, let's get ready to rumble. Which means let's get ready to wait because that's what trading's all about is waiting for that high quality setup and then knocking it out the park. So prior to this, like last year, I was a little bit more aggressive with my entries. Like once the liquidity's been swept, I would be thinking, okay, I'm gonna make an entry as soon as I get my first shift. And that's okay, it works out for a lot of folks. But I've also learned that if, the session is trending really, really seriously in one direction, I need that second stage shift to confirm the actual shift in direction, right? And if I don't get that, and it's actually saved me a ton since I started doing that. But the next question is, how do I capitalize on that? Like, okay, I might be looking for a two-stage shift, but how do I capitalize on the fact that I don't get the second shift to continue to grab a continuation trade in the direction price is moving from that perspective? So definitely something to work on for sure. Hmm. So we've dipped into this fair value gap here with this candle. Oh, it's 9:54. There's no real news, so just waiting to see. So my question becomes, let's see, 9:32. We have this little fair value gap here that they used as support. So price hasn't been able to bust above it. Now, as ICT says, the first presented fair value gap, they tend to reuse that. So let's just denote it with a light shade. Okay. And I've kind of taken to not really paying too close of attention to it, if I'm being honest with you. But I mean, it did form, they did use it and stay below it. So for me, there's this whole leg right here. So I would love to see a shift above that and then a return back down to shift again. And then that would give me an entry. This 50-minute candle, which is about to close in 2 minutes or so, is not inspiring any sort of confidence in the trades here. You know, I think part of the process of me doing this is sitting and waiting and maybe not even finding what I need to see, if I'm being completely honest with you. Because that's a part of trading too. I feel like I need to move these monitors over a little bit more. So I feel like I'm straining towards this one and I need it to feel like super comfy, so bear with me. As I adjust this one over a smidge and then move this one over. Yeah, that's better. It's more natural, I think. And then I can do that and then still fixing my desk setup. By the way, look at my cool dragon book. It's my diary. Okay, it's not my diary. It's my gratitude diary. I try to remember to write something in here. Although I have not written anything in here for a while. Like the last entry, oh no. The last entry was September 26th. I need to work through some more gratitude, I think. Because I am massively grateful, y'all. I am grateful to be where I am right now. I'm grateful to have the opportunity to do this and be amazing at it, you know? Eventually I'll get to profitability and that's the goal, but in the meantime, I am massively grateful for just being able to have the opportunity to do this, like at all. Anyway, don't need to get sappy on this one. All right, so in this scenario, we are potentially just marking time. Another entry model is, if they've been sitting around for a while, but then they sweep that liquidity, right? Like if they were to take this out, nothing to be grateful in a month. You kidding me? Lots of stuff to be grateful for, like, what are you talking about? Let me see. I'm grateful for family and friends and my kitties who are insane, but I love them. Drive us nuts. Maddie's now climbing everything. There's a bookcase in the living room that's like affixed to the walls. And now that she's bigger, she's like jumping onto the third level. And I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna come toppling down. I gotta keep snatching her, off of it because we're worried. But at the same time, she's a baby and she's our baby and she's adorable. And it doesn't matter that she's being a complete and total brat. She's our brat. She's our brat. So I did not. I absolutely did not write a damn thing down in a month. Here, let me show you. The last page. I am ashamed. I'm not ashamed to share the fact that my last entry, I don't know if you can see that, was 9/26. See that? And then there's nothing below it. Look, nothing. So yeah, I absolutely did not write a damn thing down. But on the flip side, I was massively grateful the whole month. Are you kidding me? So grateful. I don't have to write it down to be grateful, but it's like a really amazing reminder. And it does feel good to write it down sometimes. All right, what time are we? It's 10:10. There's something about this particular year that's been irritating the heck out of me. Is the simple fact that every time I sit and wait, between 9:45 and 11, half the time my trade doesn't show itself until after 11 or during lunch or something. And then I come back, I'm like, seriously? And then, I get nothing for the day. But I got to remember it's okay. We always have another day, another session, you know. Fridays are hard though for traders. Fridays are super hard for traders because we're always jonesing for that next trade. And if we're being honest, like it's that mindset of gotta always have something to do, always be doing something, doing something, doing something, doing something, doing something. Because that's what most jobs are, right? Like you go to your job, you're engaged the entire day, you're doing something, you're building something, you're writing something, emails, whatever, working outside, building, whatever, you're doing something. But trading is the exact opposite of that. And that's the mindset that I think a lot of people don't realize when they become traders because you're literally needing to not do that. The action is not necessary. Now you just need to wait and wait until your setup shows itself. And that's your whole job, to wait. And that can be hard for folks, not a lot of people can just sit and wait. And that's the sad truth about trading is you just gotta wait. So there was talking about the statistic. All right, let's see. So here's what I'm thinking, right? Like I'm trying to see if these scenarios, when we sit here, sit here, sit here, sit here, I want to see if they sweep this. I don't care if they sweep that, but I want to see if they sweep this and then leave something for me to go long with, and then maybe go long to get to take this high out or the equal highs right here. But you spend a lot of time waiting. So I need to recreate that fact. I can't just go on TradingView and just like scroll through the day and hope for the best. I gotta sit through the pain, even if this is 3 times as fast as it would normally be. So I'm still sort of cheating. Don't tell nobody. I'm still sort of cheating. Oh man. Water with a watermelon flavored drip drop. Shay tasty. All right. So, hey Bob, what's happening, man? Happy Sunday. How's it going? Oh, we're doing the big and important job of waiting for a trade. So that we're on October 6th. It's 10:20, and we're waiting to see if I'm waiting to see if we get a bit of a sweep below here and then something here to run up because I'm finding that I've been starting to notice like a pattern. Like when they're like accumulating, there's always a point where they sweep some stuff and then they give you like a clean entry, you know? So on this day, I mean, we've taken all-time highs. My bias is long, 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 right? That's the bias. But first, I need to see, let me pull this over, give myself some more room here. I need to see something swept. Now, the only annoying thing about waiting for something like this is did that sweep like that swept all of that if very very shallowly, is that it, right? I don't know. I'd prefer if they swept this low out personally, but I don't know if that's what they're going to do, because then once you've sat through all this chaos and marking time and they're accumulating entries and stuff and knocking people out, when they sweep that and then roll through, it's going to be clean. It's going to be a clean look, clean entry for you. But most people just don't have the patience to sit down and wait for that clean entry. So I'm trying to train myself, for that clean entry to wait. And I feel like they're trying to bait me with this one right here. They have that nice little break right down here. They swept this a little bit. I think that's enough personally. Like, perfect. Or am I like overthinking it? And they tapped into the midpoint of this thing, but this is clean. It was wicked through here. I don't like that. Maybe the entry should be here, and because they've swept that, but I feel like it's still too messy. And a lot of times I tend to miss trades because it is too messy. And you can't really spend your entire time looking at the 1 minute anyway. Like that's I think the way to madness. Like the 1 minute in my mind should be used for entries, not to specify direction or any of that stuff, right? Like the 15-minute, 5 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour daily, like those should help you solidify direction in your mind. And then the 1 minute, and I know people use the seconds as well, should be utilized to get that good entry. That's what I think anyway. That's my opinion. So far on the 15-minute, we've taken out this low, tapped into this little fair value gap over here, and we've just done it with a wick. We've closed no bodies in there, and this 15-minute candle is going to close in like, 30 seconds or so, approximately. Oh, did you? Nice. I gotta like take a picture of my desk too and post it because it's not the insane side by side. I was literally sliding my chair side by side to get to different screens. I hated it. Okay? I hated it with a burning fiery passion. Let's see what you got. I actually haven't taken a picture of this yet. Hey, Bobby! Looks good. Yeah, I'm excited to hear your mic, Bob. That's gonna be great. All right, all right. So now we have had a more significant sweep. We're gonna take this little low out. Come on, sweep it one more time. I did get my L shape. I did. I did. Let me take a picture. Y'all can watch me do this in the stream and I'll take a picture and put it in the Discord. But yeah, I did absolutely get my L shape and I feel less constrained. Oh my God, so much less constrained. Okay. All right, guys. So we've taken this out. Do we get a clean bill of health to go along? And that's what we're looking for, right? A clean bill of health to go along. But let me take a picture of the new setup just so I can share it with y'all. Let me move one thing because that is one thing out of the way. All right. Let's take a picture of the new setup. Here we go. I was wondering if I was gonna need to I was gonna need to back up further. All right. Much better. That's not the emoji I wanted. I wanted fire. Fire. All right. Man, waiting is a pain, yo. Waiting for trading is what we need to do. So there's my new setup, y'all. So one of two things, right? Like, do I overthink things in this scenario and then mess with mess up my bias? You're aiming for the other side. Yeah, it's possible. I'm thinking that they want to run up one more time before they do it. So my thought was we do all of this insanity, right? Take out some internal liquidity, leave this one alone, and then we get like a clean view to go this way. Because I think I've been seeing that happening more and more, right? For me to want to go short, I need them to close bodies down this way for some sort of continuation short. Because we do have this fair value gap to take into consideration. And it could also be used as a inversion fair value gap. Like it's a bullish fair value gap, but if it busts through it with some alacrity, maybe they might want to use it for fuel to head on down to the next sell side liquidity. The other thought that I was thinking is like I have a hard time doing the whole continuation setup, right? Like, okay, I know it's going in a direction, and what time is it? It's 10:42, and we're still dropping. Like, is am I just wrong, and do I just try to figure out a different type of entry, right? And look, I could be wrong. I could have maybe been thinking about maybe I taken a short from here. Maybe I should have been considering the fact that they've already taken the all-time highs. They might want to drop down, right? And yeah, now I have two desks I need to get rid of. Two perfectly good desks that I need to get rid of. Isn't that fun? Yeah. So in this scenario, I would also be looking for to see what the Dow and ES is doing. For these, I tend to be more, at least for Sundays. I'm not really looking at what was happening on those days. I really should be though, if I'm being completely honest. I really should be. But I'm still bullish. We've taken liquidity. We haven't closed anything significantly below this thing. So maybe if they do, we could potentially use this for a short. But now what they've done is they've taken the 930 open low, and I could still get my long potentially. Let's see. In this scenario, I think I need this to be closed above with some strength, or I should just be considering a short. There's something going on in my head where whenever I get to the liquidity, even though it's internal liquidity, um, I'm thinking, okay, so potentially we're gonna turn around, and then I can't like bring myself to consider a continuation from that space because we've just taken liquidity. Why the hell would I consider going short and they've just taken liquidity? In this case, there's plenty of space. So if they want to like drop below and then I can take a potential entry from there, that would be good. All right, so now we've swept all this and now we're just running up. So one of two things usually happens to me. I wait for these scenarios. So we just did our first sweep here. And from my setup, we've got one sweep. I need them to come back down. Come back down. Fill this in. Give me a little level of comfort. I like that if they do that. And then shift again once more. You know, if there's ways to figure out if it's legitimate or not, you know. I mean, if there's a way, I would love for folks to share that with me because I'm still learning too. I'm still growing. I don't know. I think if I'm being completely honest with you, like let's say we've been, let's say we had more of a bearish drop, right? And they swept internal liquidity, but it was still heavy, right? See, I think at that point, then I would then, ignore the fact that it's taken the liquidity and then just look for some sort of pullback for them to continue down lower. But in my mind, they've spent way too much time in here messing about. It feels like they want to continue back up, and that feels like that's the liquidity they want to take for the day. That's my take on it. Whether or not that's accurate or even right, I don't know. As traders, we have to spend time in the market and pay attention and you know maybe we'll start to see the patterns. You might have somebody from you who could tell, hey, point in my way, man, I'm here. Because sometimes I miss out on goods like continuation trades because it's sitting at liquidity and I don't want to get in on that action, you know what I mean? But also, this is like the cleanest sweep shift we've seen so far. So what I would be thinking, if it's going to be a continuation, then I need it to drop below here. Then I'm going to start considering this fair value gap and this order block as like where I need to take a short from, right? But it's also the structure too, right? Like this is still looking very bearish, but the bodies, man, there's no body close below the 50% of this week, even though it swept it. Oh, really? Hey, I think we all see the markets in our own unique ways. And I don't know. I don't think there's any one method that's better than the other. And as long as you have your own edge, as they say in the markets, then you're already winning. Like Bob, you've taken more trades this month than me, and you're green, or at least as close to green as you can be. Like most of those trades have been green. Yeah, there was that one bad trade, but that's okay. We all have a bad trade here and there. But the point is, you're green, and then you're green following your own method. So it doesn't matter if there's a particular style of market structure that you're trying to learn and it's hard for you, or it's just not computing. That's okay. There's things I don't understand. Like I don't understand the whole head and shoulders thing, or you know what I mean? Like I don't get it. I mean, I can see it, but it doesn't make a ton of sense to me in terms of entries. Now, here's what I was looking for in terms of a secondary shift. All right, so we got a little fair value gap. Come on, close healthier up here. Close healthier up here. Don't do that. Come on, push, push. Hey, abundance. Yes, yes, indeed. How you doing, man? How are ya? How was life? You having a good weekend? Yo, we went to a tattoo convention. Yeah, it's a go long time. Like this is what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for a clean push-up. And technically, like the entry, if I was really, 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 really aggressive, would have been at the body of this order block right here. Now, what do I have as an entry? I have this whole line right here. I need, they haven't taken this out. Yeah, they haven't taken their, if they're gonna do it now, now is the time for them to do it. So the long for me, there we go. The long for me would start out here. Oops, confirm and send. Send. Okay. Let me make sure and set my auto send in here. Now, the problem with waiting like this, hey, hey, Ebenar, how's it going? How's it going? Happy Sunday. Me and abandoned kidney. Really? Oh my God, that's so awesome. Abundance Saka, that's so cute. Oh, I love kitties. And yes, the kitty, Saksa. Oh. I love it. What do they call it? The kitty distribution system has found you. Love it. Oh my God. Okay, so here's the problem with waiting for the second shift after they've done all of this messing around and then sweeping all this stuff. Like the potential for me to actually get an entry after that is really hard, I think. Because they sometimes they'll just run away from me. But you see, like waiting for that clean setup, like they faked me out here, right? They faked me out here. They swept it just a smidge, but that's not what I wanted to see. I wanted to see them come below here. I actually didn't even care if they took that out. I just wanted to see them take that out. Nice, nice. Happy Sunday. The secondary option too, since it's after 10 o'clock, what time is it? See, look at that. 11:09 before they decide to give me any kind of opportunity to get into any kind of trade. That's a whole hour of me sitting up waiting for something. That's such a pretty name though, Abundance. Saxa? Yes, when kitties choose you, man, it's the best thing on the planet. When these girls fall asleep on my lap and then just knock out. I mean, it's just the most amazing thing. My first cat, Jojo, like he wasn't much, he wasn't about the lap. Only until he got like really sick and, in the last few years of his life, he wanted to a lot of comfort, so he wanted to be on my lap all the time. Um I always thought to myself, like, it'd be great if I had, some kitties that wanted to spend their time on my lap and sleep and be super comfy. And it's really funny because be careful what you wish for, because you might just get it, you know? You might just get it. And somehow the universe was like, hey, you look like you need a kitty. You look like you need some kitties that want to sleep on your lap and stuff. And now we get full on kitty lap time. Like it's insane. Love it so much. So what do you guys think? You think they'll come back and get me on this one? So if I were to follow if I were to put the fib on that puppy, 50% is about here. A 70% entry is about here. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I'm so happy for you. Oh, but here's the other thing, you guys, that really gets me is that they're also baiting me with this, once they swept it here with this entry here, they're baiting me with it. And I'm wondering, like, do I move my entry here or leave it here? So the last time I moved it, I got my ass handed to me, so I'm gonna wait. But the other thing that I can do is if they come back down, and this is another setup that I've seen too, and I'm wondering if I should consider that prior to the secondary break in structure, right? Because once we had the sweep here and the shift here, something, from an entry perspective coming back down to this particular entry, great. But if they push up and leave me a fair value gap in that space, maybe my entry can be at the order block that's here. Not that I would have gotten tagged in here, but it's also like a secondary confirmation for my entry that I've started to notice. There's also the issue of running, chasing price. Like, I don't want to chase price. Like, it has to be, I take so few trades that once I get to where I want, I got to make sure that I'm taking the trade that makes the most sense. So let's see if I get the entry. And it's 11:18. Oh, God. I would have just said enough after they made me wait a whole freaking hour, right? So what did they do? They came and they didn't even tap into that. They tapped on the top of it. I don't know, man. This is like one of those days where I don't like taking trades after 11 if I can help it. Doesn't mean that I haven't gotten good trades after 11. I have. But on days like this where it's like wicking in both directions, it's kind of hard. So I'm just gonna let the setup, we're just gonna wait and see if we get tagged in here. Because it looks like they want to come back down. So no joke though, there's there's times when I've like thought through my whole process and I'm literally waiting for them to come back and get me. And I'm like, what if I'm wrong? You know, that doubt creeps in and then you start doing stupid things. Like I think Bob watched me like dance around an entry for a perfectly good trade because I was thinking all of that negativity in that moment, you know? And it's just not it's not a good vibe if you're a trader. Like if you set up your setup, if you've seen it, you've waited for it, set the entry, win or lose, set the entry. I don't know if you guys were here when I was sharing my yeah, yeah. See, Bob's laughing. He knows. Um, when I was detailing my two losses on Tuesday, A plus setup. I put my entry where I wanted to put it. Nasdaq came and wicked through everything like really mean, like she did. And then my secondary entry, I didn't consider like, for example, I needed my stop to be below like the order block, right? In that scenario, I had a small wick on the down close candle and a long wick on the bottom, and I should have adjusted my entry to account for the longer wick. So, yeah. Then that happened. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So this is looking like it does not want to come back down. And nothing pisses me off than being too rigid too. So we've tapped into this guy a couple times. So I don't know. Probably won't get tagged into this setup because we're looking a lot more bullish on, we're rising on the 50-minute over here, so might not get set up at all. Even this entry, which is the other place I would have been interested in for an entry. Nope, look at that. It's gone. So what did I miss in this situation? Like what was here that I didn't even account for? Is it this fair value gap here that they were sitting on top of? So I'm trying not to over complicate my charts with too many things. Like if I want to go bullish, I'm going to try and focus in as much as I can on the bullish fair value gaps. That will help me get to where I need to go. Now we've had what is essentially a third shift here. If it comes back down and tags me in, something's wrong. I don't think we should even remotely pop back up. I think, and this feels like chasing price again. I don't like that. So I'm not going to. I'm just gonna. So if I don't get this entry, that's fine. It's all right. No muss, no fuss. But we did shift structure for a third time in this case right here. One, two, three. So I should feel more comfortable, right? I don't. And I wonder if I'm ever going to feel more comfortable as a trader. You know what I mean? If there's going to come a time when it gets a little bit easier. So my curiosity now becomes like, do I trust that third shift and just move my entry up here? I feel like this is telling me that I should have, but I just don't like this 15-minute candle either. I don't like it. It's weak. It's not telling me I want to go up. And it could, absolutely continue to go up, but it's weak. We're also still sitting inside of all of this counting time, messing folks up for everybody who was like, yeah, I'm going to go long. Oh, no, I'm going to go short. Oh, no, I'm going to go long. Oh, no, I'm going to go short. I think these areas are where, institutions come through and like start building their cases and stuff. So I'm trying to trade the way I would trade during the week when I'm doing this, like look at that. I could have trusted the extra shift and then, been in this. If I'm being honest now, like we've used this survey gap at the 50-minute chart off. So you're thinking along off of the engulfing candle. What, this one right here? Like, I don't know. Is that considered engulfing though? I mean, it didn't engulf the wick, or does it matter with the body? It just needs to engulf the body. This guy? Because I could have gone long here, but it's too close to where I want my TP to be, which is basically, 210 ticks. Oh, above it. Oh, you mean here? Okay. Oh, it has to only engulf the body, which it did. Which it did. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. 'Cause sometimes I think I'm being too precise. And if I'm being honest with you, if we're going to push up the potential, so this is all-time highs that they already took. This is new all-time highs. So there's always the potential for them to, I don't know, nip up all the way up there and get a little more out of that trade. Take that high out. But look, we're still respecting this guy they've been using as support to continue going lower. I don't know. Sometimes I think in my head, like, oh, well, maybe I wait for them to break through this and then get an entry to continue going long. Because I'm obviously not going to get my entry down here. I would have hoped, when this popped down, we could have dipped a little bit lower, maybe wicked it. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too picky, but I have to be because my stop is like 37 ticks. I gotta focus only on the setup and nothing else. The setup is what I'm waiting for. Okay, what could I have done better on this? Because once this busted through here, I would have set my entry here, which they didn't bother to come down to. So should I have been paying attention to them wicking this fair value gap and taking the long here? Yeah, it's true. The reason why I like the TOS though is because I can actually like have the price form, and half of my problem is the fact that I sometimes have a hard time putting the entry on in here. So now I'm just trying to think like what did I do wrong in this setup? It's 11:44. What did I do wrong? Well, I could have adjusted my entry to here because I did like generate some lows and then they did take it out here, but those always seem so iffy to me. Because I started out today thinking, maybe I should just use Thinkorswim, not TradingView, and just, blow through a bunch of days in quick succession instead of waiting. But part of the process is me doing this right click, sell or buy, and clicking the button. Like that's the kind of important part. And what I should have done was when this came on and I saw that it take it out, I should have done this. Because my stop would have been okay. And then I would be well on my way to getting a little something, something. The other option is they've been like hanging out in here for a while. So could also be seeing something like that. But I don't know if I would get my entire 210 hit because they've been respecting the hell out of this thing. So an entry in the midpoint of this to go long, maybe just we don't even need the full 210. Let's also adjust the TPs to like there. But this again is the secondary potential entry, right? Like it could be, at a fair value gap that's been holding price up, set the order. As long as I'm like my stop's below here, that's good. But looks like one of those days where they just kind of run away. I know this is long and tedious, but that's kind of what the trading day is like. It's long and tedious. So I need to simulate the long tediousness of it all. And maybe listen to my brain when it says, move your entry here. you know? Like move your entry to that little break right there. Like right there. If I had set my entry there, I would have felt better. I would have got tagged in right here, easy peasy. And I would be almost to my TP on this strong 15-minute looking candle. I don't know. Am I being too rigid, y'all? What do you think? I don't know. Because if I feel like if I'm being too fluid, then it becomes, you know, too easy to lose. And then I don't like consider all my options. I don't know. All right. Well, survey says once survey says once we got the first shift, the second shift, they ignored. Oh, silly me. They took the wick on this order block and went up. Then I should have felt comfortable taking the long here. All right, well, let's pick a different day and see if we can be a little bit less rigid. Let's go one day forward. 9:35. So I'll see what I should have done and didn't do. So that's all right. We will we will continue to work through our issues. Look at that though. Just ran right up from there, didn't it? And took the all-time high out. Nice. Okay, so let's move this up. So that means we just took the all-time highs out again. We're still bullish. And what do we have? 930s come and formed. We took some lows out. Where's our nearest 15-minute low? Dang, do they even give us a chance to do anything? I don't even know. Oops. Oh, they took out both of these. All right, cool, cool, cool. So new low right here. Oops. And new equal lows right here. All right, so they've just taken all-time highs out again. Do we have news on this is the 7th? Let's take a look. Nothing, nothing, nothing nothing that should mess with us. So I'm literally just filtering for anything that's going to mess with the US currency. So there's no news, so we can trade as we see fit. I hate all-time highs. But Bob, you're probably right. Since I'm like working through the setup, maybe I should switch over to Trading View and we can just blow through some days at speed. What do you guys want to do that? I also just want to get comfortable like making adjustments to my entry on the fly. All right, well, let's do this. Let's do one more day like this on TOS, and then we'll switch over to Trading View, and then we'll do that. Because I'm a little salty that I had that good setup and then I didn't adjust my entry. I mean, I have two tries at it, so why not, right? Why not put the risk on and see what's happening? All right, the good life. I love a well-seasoned coffee cup and with 3-day-old coffee stains in it. I'm gonna need you to wash that cup, Bob. I'm gonna need you to wash that cup real good. As the washer in the house, I'm gonna need you to wash that cup real good. I don't know if those 3-day-old stains is like seasoning up your coffee even extra, making it extra delicious. I don't know, but gross. Gross. Anyway, coffee makes me sleepy. Negative ghostwriter. Man, I love that movie, by the way. Movies. I love Ghost Rider. They should make some more. Nick Cage is like incredible. That guy, he does any kind of movies. I love him. He just does anything. Anything. There's that one movie that was kind of like Five Nights at Freddy's, but it wasn't that. And he literally said almost nothing in the movie, but it was amazing. This guy, man. Nick Cage be doing stuff, man. He be doing that dude his props. Cracks me up every time. Let me see, what was it called? I'm gonna look it up. It was so good. It was definitely like a Five Nights at Freddy's um type of thing. Like he gets hired to go into space and clean up this. I keep saying it, Five Nights of Freddy's like type bar area. And of course there's like monsters in there, trying to take him out. And he says almost nothing in that whole movie and just messes them up. All of them. It was so good. I was laughing. He would take his break and like just eat some. Oh yeah, Willy's Wonderland. Willy's Wonderland. That movie was insanely funny to me. It was so good. Oh my God, what are we looking at? We taking anything useful? Ugh, I hate all-time highs. I really do. They irritate the crap out of me. Did you know? I'm telling you right now. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate this guy. But yeah, check out Willy's Wonderland. That was hilarious. That was some funny Nick Cage awesomeness. What's up, Maddie? What you doing, little girl? Who's a kitty? Huh? Come here. Come here, little girl. Just don't walk on my laptop. Just come here. Hey. So Abundance got a kitty. Her name is Saksa. Wait, is a girl? Is it a girl, Abundance? I don't know. I don't know if it's a girl, Maddie, but oh, your mama's home. Look at her. Look at her little ears. She's thinking about it. We got her haircut and she got bathed and her first grooming. She looked like a little rat. She looked like a little rat. All right. All-time highs again. She is. She's like a little rat. Oh my goodness. She looks like a little without her hair. I don't like it. I don't like it. I love her hair, but she sheds like a crazy girl. Swear to goodness. She sheds. So we've been taken to calling her little mousy. We see her running around. Oh no, here comes the little mousy. Little mousy. I think if she knew what we were calling her, she'd be offended. Right, little girl? You'd be offended, right? Oh, sit down. I don't know. Oh, really? We're just gonna keep going? Y'all killing me, giving me no structure, nothing to work with. Ugh. Okay, all right. Give me a day you guys wanna trade. Let's give me a day of the week, month, doesn't matter what it is. We'll switch over to Trading View and see if we can find my setup in that day. She hates her little collar with the little bell. Oh my God. She's like, you should see her. She's literally just like nomming at it. She's like, ah, nah, nah. So we have to get another one because we need to hear them coming because they're little ninjas, you know? They're just like little ninjas. And it's really loose around their necks, but I really like this one personally, but she just gnaws at it. They're so entertaining. All right, are we coming down? Is that what we're looking for? Did we just sweep some highs here? Yes, we did. We've hit the all-time highs. There is a internal liquidity here, but I don't know if I would consider that anything. I'd be more interested for them to drop all the way down here. Maddie, I swear to God, if there comes a day that you push my TV or my monitors over, we gonna have words, baby girl. We gonna have words, and you might not be able to understand half of them. We might go fully yard upon you. She's fine. She's adorable. Okay. I don't know about you guys. Have we been having like post 9:30 opening, just mad amounts of accumulation like this? Just mad amounts of accumulation. Like, come on, what is this? Are we serious right now? We're just biding time and pissing Shakira off? Is that what it is? Because that's what it sounds like. That's what I think it is. I think go downstairs. Yes, good. Your cute little weird butt. Her butt's not weird. It's a cute little baby butt. All right. Are we having a drop? We've taken all-time highs. Did we have any kind of sweep that would work for me? I mean, no. Hold on. Let me get this sorted out. We zoomed in real tight. Okay, we're dropping. So these kinds of setups really don't make me feel good. But, we did sweep. We shifted here and here. We swept up, shifted. We technically shifted a second time, but I don't like it because we're at the all-time highs. Why the hell would I like just take something just because? Now the question becomes, how much time's left on this 15-minute candle? 10 whole minutes. So we swept it one more time. We've been, I mean, going sideways. We took the sideways out. Could just come back right into that stupid range they were playing inside of. So what I would say is it's 10 o'clock. Something I'm not good at is finding that fair value gap that you use for, a continuation trade. And let's move this because the all-time high has moved to here. Yay. Hmm. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This is the type of 15-minute setup that would say, I'm not trading now. That is all. I'm not trading now. Let's nip over to, this is getting annoying and boring and irritating. So let's switch over to Trading View and let's do some bulk Trading View fun. Back testing over there. We'll use that feature for a change because this one's not working. It's not doing nothing for me. All right. We're swapping out. We're going to use a clean chart for this, and we're going to just backtrack. All right. Any particular day you guys want to do this on? I'm just gonna I'm just gonna hit replay. I'm gonna close my eyes and just go do this and and stop. Okay, where do we land? Oh, September 12th, a Friday. Ugh, Friday, whatever. All right, so let's nip down to 15 minutes. And let's push the bar back to 9:30 to 9:30. Okay. All right. And now let's reset this. All right. So what do we have on this auspicious day of auspiciousness? Anything to the left? No. Okay. So we have all-time highs here. So some buy side liquidity. And what do we do? This is looks like London lows right there for some sell side. But that's also taking a bunch of liquidity as well. So the question becomes, we've taken liquidity, the equal lows here, and then we've busted up. Oh, let's use this one screen. I can't. The other ones haven't been pushed back the way we need to. So in that case, that's what we have spec'd out for the morning. Let's zoom in. And near term, Friday, 10:50. I thought I pushed this forward. Man, I swear to God. The heck? I thought I pushed it forward to here. Okay. Now we're like messed up a little bit. Let's move that. Okay. All right, so what? This whole thing is wrong. Damn it. Thought we got a whole day. Hold on. Let's go back. Because we randomly picked a day and TradingView just ignored me, it looks like. Okay, let's go try replay again. Just exit that. And now let's replay one more time. Start. Now I want a new replay. Oh, there's a continuation option. Let's start a new replay. Okay. So we're just gonna like swing this bar back and forth, swing it on the eyes closed, stop. Where did it stop? Okay, Monday, September 29th. Okay. Let's drop down to the 15-minute time frame on this Monday, September 29th. And then I would like to select the bar one more time and move it down to 9:30. Can we get that? Okay, good. Jesus, it's like it didn't want to work for me. All right. So it's 9:30. What do we have for equal highs or 50-minute highs? Got this guy, some buy side right here, making some equal highs. And what's been the trend? So we've been pushing up from here. So we're still bullish, at least I am in this scenario. And then where are the lows that I would be considering? So that one's a pretty sweet sell side liquidity to run for. We do have this one they just took, this guy and this guy. So I do tend to clone that. I do tend to note them all. And I'm gonna ignore that one since we're so close to this one. And then that one. So all the liquidity that I'm looking for in the interim. But if we're bullish, sweeping that, this is the London low on that day. All right, so we're gonna drop to the 1 minute. And as always, what am I looking for? I am looking for this, some liquidity to be swept, shift, another sweep back down, and then another shift, and then an entry in this general vicinity. So this is one sweep here. The second, I'm looking for an entry down here. Like so. So let's see if this day gives us that. So this is it's a Monday. It's 9:29, and let's just pause that. All right, so we have the slightest of pushes down through that. Or was that there before? Oh, hold on. This is not quite right. Let me push that down a little bit. Okay. Been a while since I've used TradingView for this, but let's do it. So this is what I'm looking for a continuation up to take these highs out. So far we've gotten the push down. The shift technically would occur here for me. So let's move this up. We have a shift here. It's not pretty, but we do have one. So it's very ugly, and they already took my highs out. What a pain in the tuchus, y'all. I hate these days. Seriously, like, if I have something carefully lined out, let's go up to the 15-minute one more time. What else is out there? Because I didn't like specify the next round of buy side. So let me do that. Let's clone that. So up here, I don't need the full run. I just need a nice piece of the pie. That's all I'm asking for. There we go. All right. And let's drop to the 1 minute. Because maybe we could consider that like it's an interim high. So let's see if they choose to. Oh, they didn't take this low out. Oh, I hate when they do that because in my brain, I'm always thinking they might want to come back, you know? But let's see what else we got that day. Just running up, taking that, continuing up. So once they've taken like some high, it's hard for me to get into something. Look at this. It's one of those days. Okay. All right. So it is what time now? 9:53. So we've taken. All right, let's do this. So we've taken some liquidity here. We tapped into this guy and then we took this high out. I don't know, is that enough for me to feel comfortable to go long? Like maybe if they came back and tapped that, that doesn't really like jive with setup. And could I get 210 ticks out of that run? I also have to consider the one I'm aiming for as well. So I don't like that. I like this. So let's see. Because I also have seen them like literally obliterate anybody who goes long up in these areas. I need a more significant pullback, I prefer. I could be wrong, obviously, but I usually take longs in those areas because I don't know, it just doesn't work for me. I've gotten my ass handed to me enough times to have learned the lesson to not, and I repeat, not. You guys are so funny. I'm just reading the chat. To not take longs up here, no matter how tempting it looks. Even if that means that I have to let the trade go, that's okay because I will live to trade another day. All right, let's continue. Didn't I say something at the body here because of the wick it wouldn't have been a bad idea? Oh, I have a hard time taking those too. But look, I said even if they tap into that fair value gap one more time, I would do that. Look at that. You know what? Let's cheat a little bit. Let's back up and let's let's set the order. Damn it, so we can just feel the good vibes, you know, and see just feel the good vibes. Look at that, like with an immediate response up like that. Nice. At this point, I move my stop like right above here. Like so, man, like I see these go by a lot, you know? I see these go by a lot. So like here I'm clocking that it's like 6:45 in my head, and I'm trying not to think about that. Like I need to think about the setup, and that's it. So now we're like stupid close to now I'm waiting for them to come back, show me, give me a low I can use, and then run up. Ugh, God, it'd be one of those days where I get stopped out. So let's look at that. So I had one, I wanted to put, like I said, the 6.5, I wanted to put, my thing where it was like 525. And instead, I would have been stopped out if I moved my stop here. But is this one of those situations where I shouldn't move my stop at all? Come on, it was like so close to my TP. Why wouldn't I want to move my stop? For real. Seriously? It's just one of those days you just get you at. Look at this. Wow. Okay, so what that says to me is so first of all, let's like kill that because I would have been stopped out up here for like $40 or something. But part of my rule is like it was at 900 and change. Like, why would I like not lock that in? Like, you're so close to my TP. Like, come on. Like, are we serious right now? Or maybe I should have like adjusted my TP to midpoint here, which I wouldn't have gotten in on this run. Or no, it would have been fine. And just wait for them to take the high out and just take just a little bit less. And in that scenario, it would have been fine. Wow. Okay. That's mean. What I didn't get is what I wanted. Or did I? Because we shifted strongly here. We did pull back. We shifted one more time. And then I mean they did tap into this order block, but no follow through, which sucks. No follow through. All right. Let's dash forward in time. Let's see if the PM gave us anything juicy. And let's go up to the 15-minute. And let's push forward. That just dropped. Okay, whatever. 11:30, 12. So I come back to the charts about 1:45, 12. So I would have missed all of this. So I'm just pushing through it because it doesn't meet any of my criteria. 12:45, 1:15, 1:30. Okay, 1:45. There we go. All right. So they've taken out all of the liquidity that I had spec'd out earlier. And I'm now bullish. But this is midnight opening price, in case anybody was wondering what that black line was. It's midnight opening price. So they dropped, took it out. This is what I would need swept, but with some, you know, with a body or something. They made equal highs here practically, swept it a little bit. They did sweep it here. So now I'm looking at a secondary shift up. And this is a cleaner sweep up. Like, what would I be aiming for here? Man, there's plenty up here. We got some equal highs right here for some buy side. And I gotta remind myself, like I gotta play. Yeah, let's clone that. Then we have this 15-minute high up here. Oh, this is 1 minute, sorry. This is a 1 minute high up here. So they have a couple of things they can run up into. Some more highs, some more juicy highs up here. But I don't need the whole run. But I will try and get what I need to get out of it. All right, so this is messy. Messy, 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 messy. We've been dropping all through lunch. Do we continue to go down? But I mean, they've taken everything I was expecting them to take. We did get a shift up here, even though it's a messy shift. They did sweep some of this out right here. And then, oh, of course, look at that. They gave you the little entry here after they swept this guy and then ran up. All right, let's see what else they do. So this is a very messy version of my setup, like very, very messy. And I've had a hard time getting comfortable taking these. So now with this, I'm calling this the shift right here. I'm looking for some pullback of some sort, which this is probably it right here. So let's set a buy limit right here. And I need to set a stop here. You know what? Hold on. Let's do this with this because I need to specify the exact things I'm looking for when I'm trading in Thinkorswim. So let's do that. Okay. Why didn't it set my TP as well? Hold on. Create limit order. Oh, is this new? Like they've literally. Oh, it's updated. I didn't even notice that. I'm over here using it. That's my bad. So my stop. Okay. Um, and where's my. Oh, wow. I don't think this even tells me. Wow, that's new. I don't like that at all. All right, I guess I'll just have to right click and set a stop order. And then a sell limit. Okay, all right. Getting used to trading view again. Did they leave me a break or just a fair value gap? The stop is big enough that I feel comfortable, but I'm gonna leave my entry at the body. So let's see. Did they run away or give me a chance to get in? Looks like they run away and they don't give me a chance to get in. Ah, sigh. They just took the liquidity out. The equal highs out, but I'm like still very, very bullish. So there's more liquidity up here. But I did not get. Hey, what happened to. Hold on. I don't think I'm understanding this thing. If I create a limit order, I want 1 unit. Now I gotta see how this works. So it's a limit order. Does it create the stop and the TP afterwards? Now I just want to know if that's how it works. Let's see. This is where I wanted an entry. Okay. It does not, as survey says. And just so you know, I wouldn't take this after they've taken the liquidity I was aiming for in the first place, just FYI. This is just me now wanting to see if this new feature in creating view would auto set what I had from my tool here. All right. So messy, 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 sweep, shift, and that was sweep that because I've been also been wondering if taking the entry after the sweep is also a good play, and then running it up because that's also a potential opportunity that we have to the nearest high or area of interest. In this case, we had them doing all of this hanging about, messing traders up. Then they swept and actually tapped into this little volume imbalance down here. And then they ran up and took the high out just a little bit like that. So this would have netted me about what, like 800 or so? That's fine. I gotta adjust with where the profits are, right? Okay, so that didn't work for me and they took that out, so that's dead and gone liquidity wise. Um, right, this is the PM we were checking to see. So it's like 240. The entry would have been just around 140, 148 or so for a potential entry. All right, but still very messy. Also, they just swept that. Do we consider this sweep? We had a shift here, and then we should actually, the shift for me is here. Like, I'm not using this internal liquidity they created and swept here. They swept that. Like, do we come back up and maybe they're going for the lunchtime low, which is technically down here. Too much thinking. Swear to God, like, I think I spent too much time, like, overthinking things. It's so annoying. So I mean, that's the only setup I would have attempted here. The other option is we did have like I'm still considering this the first shift, and then this is the second. And they swept liquidity, so I might need to change my idea for where they're going as to a continuation short. Oh, I don't know. Days like this really confuse me. And I think like if I'm confused as a trader in any given moment, I should just stop trading for the day and come back another day when it's cleaner. That's what I think anyway. Okay, let's switch to another day. All right, let's do a little cleanup. All right, and this is another day. We're gonna exit the replay, and then we're just gonna pick another random day to back test. Let's start a new one. Just gonna close our eyes and click. All right, where do we end up? July 25th. Sorry, July 23rd. Okay. All right, let's nip into July 23rd. Oh, all these all-time high days. I hate them, but I gotta test them out. So here's what I would do on let's go to the 15 minute and then let's drop the bar at 9:30 or so. There we go. All right. And then let's reset the chart. Okay, so this is Wednesday, July 23rd. And what do we have here on the 15 minute to work with? So up here we have some liquidity. Up here, some buy side liquidity anchored to this top right here. And these guys kind of took this high and dropped it, but it is liquidity. But I think this is where they're going to ultimately want to run to. And where's London low? Oh, they took it out already. Okay. So London low has already been shish kebabbed on this day. So we have a couple of lows to consider. This one for some sell side liquidity. Let's like follow the process and do what we do. Some equal lows right here. And another one right below it. And then of course the coup de grace right below it. The big boy wick. This guy right there. And I feel like if we're busting through this, all right, I'm gonna be a little messy and one more. I gotta just know where everybody is. So I know places I can aim for. And of course, interim, very, very interim high right here. All right, so let's take a look at the calendar really quickly and see if there was any news on July 20. What did I do? Oh, it just went dark. Oh, sorry about that, you guys. Let's get the window back up. I minimized it. Whoops. Sorry for the dark spot there. I was clicking on the wrong. Ah, sorry. I keep doing it. I'm in the right window, just clicking at all kinds of wrong. So this is July 23rd. And what do we have that? Okay, so we had news at 10. Existing home sales, orange folder, not the most exciting, but that's okay. All right, so I would have waited until 10 o'clock for this to go past. So I'm gonna push this forward 15 minutes. Whoa! Okay, 9:30. I see you. Let's push it on 15 minutes because I would have waited until after 10 o'clock. All right, 9:45, and let's push it 15 more minutes. 10 o'clock. Okay, cool. So I would have waited for the news to hit. Let's clear out all this sell side liquidity. We're looking real bearish. All right. So here's a situation where I don't know. I probably didn't even trade this day because these situations really don't work well for me. So let me see what we were working with. So let's say we're still bearish and we're continuing on a bearish trend. We use this down close candle. They ran up into this order block and then they started dropping again. And there's still some more liquidity down here for them to take if they want to take it. For my setup, as always, hey Maddie, you've returned. What's up? Again, I cannot go short in this space. They've just taken liquidity. It do not come here, little girl. Do not walk over my lappy top. Are you trapped? Is my Maddie trapped? Look at the kitty. Here, have a kitty moment. It's a kitty pause. All right. And she's down. Cats, right? You can't control them. All right, so we would have just taken some liquidity. I can't go short here. This is like the area where I think a lot of traders get their asses handed to them. I would need some kind of significant pullback. They've made like a high here. I would love to see them pop back up and maybe we can continue dropping. So I don't know. Is that what they do? Okay. So my setup, let's draw this out one more time, is we've been dropping, dropping, take liquidity, come back down, take it one more time, and then I get an entry here, and then we go up like so. Stop. Still going. Sorry about that. Like so, and like so. And then I would be looking for an entry on that second stage break of structure. Like so. Let's remind ourselves that. And I want 210 ticks. It's about 1,050 if I can get away with it. Sweep of liquidity. But we have dropped quite aggressively. Dropped again. Took out this low. I can't go short here, but yeah, I don't know. Like for this little leg, they just shifted above it. So if they give me a second stage shift, we'll go long to like reach up into this buy side if we can get it. But I don't know if we get that. So let's continue. If we stay below the midpoint of this, then a short, or even if we wick it, right? Then a short might be on the menu. What does this stop you? 37 ticks. A short might be on the menu for 210 ticks, like so. I don't even need them to take that out. For real, no. So let's see if we get that. So we gotta wait. It's 10:21. I don't like taking trades just before 10:30. It gives me ulcers. For realsies, I'm not joking. Okay, not real ulcers, but close enough. You know what I mean? So I want to see. We've shifted weekly, but we have shifted. So 1026. So there's a part of me that thinks doing this with the stop above the midpoint, because we've been respecting it, but it's too close to 1030, and that's part of my rules. So we're waiting, and I could just be missing out on this whole situation right here. Or if I didn't wait, I would have gotten my ass handed to me. So we just hit 1030 right there. If we drop nicely like so, there we go. All right, so let's see if this works for a short. Let's create this limit order. And let's see if I'm wrong here. Very strong downtrend. Might not even get an entry back. Ah, come on. See, look at that. Down. Just. Why are you crying? You have nothing to cry for. But the rules save me from a lot of things, right? The rules save me from a ton of things. So I'm going to remove this sell side liquidity line here. And let's move this over. And maybe I'm zoomed in too far. Yeah, let's do that. Let's move that over there. So as a continuation short, like that's a potential right there. I don't know if I get an entry. And if I do, oh, hold up, hold up. Did I miss? I think I missed something. I did. Hold on. Entry at this little break thing right here. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, we got tagged in. Let's put our stop at, from that entry, it would be a 185. There we go. And let's put our TP. Maddie, little girl. Put our TP at right there. Okay. Oh, this cat, I swear to goodness. You cannot flop there. Get out. You're so cute, but little and adorable. And okay. So now this type of setup after they've taken the low and then return back up makes me massively nervous. So I could just get stopped out easy peasy lemon squeezy, and that's the end of my life right there. Like that. That's why, and I usually don't take that because it's been dropping so much, it makes me nervous to go short in those scenarios. Now, nothing, what time is it? It's right before midnight, so I'm entirely wrong. And I don't know, guys, what about you? But I'm feeling a little less like I'm learning anything in this scenario. What do you guys think? What are we, like an hour 47 and I just don't feel accomplished at all? I don't know if I'm even feeling like I'm like getting what I want out of this session. And not because I tried something new in this scenario. Like this would be a continuation trade. And let's be honest, like that's not a bad reaction from that, right? It's not. It's just not what I normally trade. And it's why I wait and wait and wait and wait. Oh my God. Do you see this? Do you see what I have to deal with? That's a monitor she's on, by the way. It's a monitor with her little paws. She's put her butt on that little tiny monitor over there. Oh, look. Sorry. All right. Sorry, I thought that'd be a nice little pause for kitty time. Jeez. It's like a little terror. Let me cover this monitor up for in the meantime. I don't know, man. I'm not feeling this session. I don't feel very accomplished. I don't know about you guys, but like my setup feels like it just doesn't show up often enough to matter. I'm not opening the door, little girl. Is she crying? All right, so what do they do instead? Let's go back to this one and try and at least last 2 hours on this puppy. What do? They swept liquidity. They shifted up, then they came back way too deep. There is a fair value gap in here, and now they've pushed up. Should the scenario now become take a long from here? I like those scenarios if they've spent like a ton of time, like a ton of time in these fair value gaps, you know? But I don't know that I really trust this whole situation. And it looks like we're hanging out by the midnight opening price too. It's hard. Let's see, are we backed up? Let me see. No, that's a whole different window. Okay. I don't know. This setup doesn't make me feel very good. We rolled back down, technically came back into this order block right here and then ran up. With the fact that they've been using this fair value gap as support for going down, it'd be nice if it turned into an inversion fair value gap for us, right? Let's put the body right there. Maybe they'll come back down into it. Or not. They'll just run away and leave us. Okay, so they tapped it. My stop would be $185. So 37 ticks. So looks like we be stopped out a second time in this scenario. Real quick, yeah. They stopped me and then ran off. So my original entry at the body, at the midpoint, was the better play, looks like. I mean, come on, like we've all been stopped out that way, like a ton. And now they're just playing games. They're gonna go up, but they're just playing games. Like there's nothing for me to do here. Guys, I don't know, man. I feel like I needed to just stop and just enjoy my Sunday. This isn't feeling very productive to me. I mean, the simple truth is the setup is simple. I'm looking for when it's falling down, looking for it to take out some liquidity and then shift up and then come back down, shift one more time, and then give me an entry at the second break of structure. So what does that look like? We'll do this and then close out today a little early. So let's say this is that sell side liquidity we were waiting for them to take out. They take it. Then I want my first shift in structure. Do I have a thing for that? All right, let's just call it let's just call it that. So I want that to occur. Not that, I wanted that to change. I don't know, doing it in trading view just doesn't feel as like good. I don't know. So I want them just to take out some sell side liquidity, then I want a shift in structure, and I want a retracement, then another shift right here, a secondary break of structure. And then I want an entry. Like so. And then I want an entry somewhere in this general vicinity. And I want to try and get 210 ticks out of it. My stop's always 37 ticks because I'm only risking half a percentage of my account. And, you know, folks were pointing out to me that that's a 1 to, so apparently I'm always looking for a 1 to, what is that? A 1 to 5.68 risk reward. And I know that's kind of crazy for some folks, but, you know, I've gotten that easy on days when it's not messy like this, you know? Anyway, I think I'm gonna call it for now, you guys. As a setup, I'm not feeling like I'm getting what I want out of this particular session. I'm being honest with you. I want to get more out of it, but I'm just not feeling, I don't know, I'm just not feeling motivated. Anyway, go enjoy your Sundays, y'all. Y'all need to watch me sit here and flounder and think about what I need to do with my day. I'm gonna watch some anime, play with the kitties, and hope to have a clear mind come Monday because we all need it, right? We are back at all-time highs, and I don't know what we're gonna do. Continue climbing, a little bit of a pullback. It's messy. It's messy on Friday. It's really messy. So, not much we can do but take each day as it comes and trade what we see, not what we want. All right, y'all. Be safe. Have an awesome Sunday.